Hello everyone, this is Diane. I am cleaning in my craft room, organizing stuff, getting things put away, and I thought, well, I've got some stuff that I could do sitting at the table, so I will put my video on, my camera on, and we can organize together and maybe do some chatting. I did want to show you this Christmas card I received from Emily of Emily's Paper Caper, and this is a beautiful handmade card with a nutcracker on it. I do love nutcrackers. That is so cute. And I like the little humbug on the back. I don't think you're a humbug, Emily. So it was a current card, but then she added this background and the sequins and the nutcracker. And she included some ribbons for me. A sheer polka dot, this pretty satin floral ribbon, and blue or red, pink, good grief, blue and pink. So I'm going to be organizing some ribbons, so I'll put those away. So I was putting, excuse me, putting away the items that I just got from Hobby Lobby and Joann's. So I unwrapped my fabric back quarters, and I'll just put this in the closet with my fabrics, and then this will go in a folder that I have for a lemon themed journal. But I also have, if you remember my haul, this little string of lemon beads. So I won't unstring those beads. I will put these in my folder or little pouch for a lemon journal. So let's look at what else I have that I need to put away from my shopping haul. Let's take care of this first. Well, I got ribbons, so let's move this stuff out of the way. So this is my ribbon storage. It used to be just this, and I just organized it and added this basket. I've got room for it in my closet, but what about all these new ribbons? Well, that's rickrack. That will go with the rickrack. I want to keep these on the spools, so there's room right there to tuck that in. But I need to be able to set this on top, so that's not going to work. So what I need to do, none of these can go in here because they're too wide. I think for this one, I'm gonna take this rickrack off of the spool and wrap it around a card, because my rickrack is in a little drawer, so this wouldn't fit. This one I can lay down in there, but I think this would take up too much room. So I'm not gonna do that on video, but I do want to leave these on their spool. It's only 3 yards. It might be best to store them on a card like these, but I'm going to try just standing these up and then fitting these into the side of the basket for now. I guess I'll pin this one too. I'm always thinking about my business, my shop, my videos and journals, and thinking about how to change things or do things differently or keep them the same or whatever. It's just a constant thing, trying to improve and fit my desires and goals I'm looking for a space that I can put these ribbons from Emily on. So I was thinking just this morning, actually, while I was on my treadmill, I really, really love vintage items. So I think I would like to focus more on journals that include a lot more vintage items and get some of those things used, because I collect them, but maybe, and I do use vintage stuff, and if you watch my videos, you know I do, but I could use more in each journal. I've got so much. So I think that I'm going to focus on that. So that little floral ribbon fit on there very nicely. And I can put, I've got some pink ribbons here, so I'll just put this pink sheer right here. So, you know, I often wonder what kind of journals should I specialize in, because a lot of journal makers, they pretty much stick with the same type of journal, whether it's the shabby chic or old and grungy or retro, and I love all of them. And so when I'm inspired by a certain style, I think, well, maybe I'll just stick with that kind of journal. And then I see another style and I think, well, I like that style of journal too. So I discovered, I guess I already knew, that I get bored if I just do the same thing over and over. So I need to stick to more than one type of journal, but maybe not as many. I think I already told you before that I decided to not do steampunk or bohemian or medieval Renaissance. I love all of those styles, but I don't need to make them. So I'm trying to think about what kinds of journals do I really want to make, and which ones am I ambivalent about making. And I do have a lot of digitals that I haven't used yet, so of course I want to use those. Okay, is that everything? I got all, this is just a little bit too small to wrap, so I do have one piece in there that I'll just drop that in. So the ribbons are done, and I can still sit that right on top there, and it'll fit back into my closet. I know that was pretty close to the screen. So I've been organizing. I want to do this. I still have some things to put away from my haul, but I've been organizing a few things, and this was in my stash of pockets, and it's unfinished. So I want to finish this and glue it together so it's all one piece. So I'm going to grab a background stamp. I've done it with this piece before and I really liked it, so we'll do that again. I don't know if I want it in red. How about this pretty blue? I think this turquoise color, it's called Warm Breeze. I think that would look nice on a white pocket. Make sure they're all right side up because they do have the stitched what do you call it? Embossed part. beautiful. And I was talking with my daughter about my goals for my life, and I really need my craft stuff to take up less space in my tiny little residence. So one thing I need to do is keep the things that are really important and special and what I can really use, not just hoard, in my journals, and kind of condense things. So I'm thinking of, I need to also store some of my vintage things in a more accessible way so that I will want to use them and not have them tucked away in a drawer in a closet where I don't think about them. So I've been thinking about how to do that also, and I have some ideas. So that may be something I work on camera with you. Now that looks so nice. And then these flaps would be folded in, so there's just a little bit of white showing around each of those blue sections. And it would be extra nice to have, oops, sorry, I just dropped my stamp block, to embellish that. So I don't know if I want to embellish that now or wait till I know what journal it's going in and embellish it appropriately. So I think I'll just wait for now. But that's going to make a nice pocket. So let me put it in the drawer. I think, oh, I know where it goes. This is my box of handmade ephemera, and it doesn't have as much in it as it did recently because I used a bunch of it in my de-stash journals. But one of these boxes has pockets, and this, get that out of the way, this little box here has pockets, and these are the others that I made with the same die, and they have patterned paper, and I used almost a craft color, but it's very light, with green stamps. They're really fun, and you can see that I embellished those. I didn't embellish that one yet. So this can be added to this, and that can be put away, and it's more protected now that it's all put together. Now I'm gonna clean this off because it's saturated. Tell me if you are one that cleans your stamps before you put them away, or if you put them away without wiping them off. Because I've heard some people say that they don't clean their stamps. I always do. And no judgment, I just want to know how many people are out there that don't think that it's important or don't worry about it. I guess that's a better way to put it. Now I have all of these beads to put away, and I have 2 divided boxes that I store my beads in, and I wondered if I have enough room for all of these. I've been using more beads, as you know, with the style of corded, beaded cords that I put on the sides of my journals. So I know that I'll use these, and it looks like I have a lot of space for some blue ones. So let's see. Put all of these together. And then have an empty tray for 4 strands of these. I don't know if they'll all fit, but I can put some down here too. There's one. Oh. Am I in camera? I think I was. Yes, I am. And one more. I think they'll all fit in this little compartment. Whoop. Yes, very nicely. And I have these. That's going to take up a lot of space. And I have some similar ones in this one. But I will be using these in my circus journals. So I think I will just leave these as they are for now, so that I don't have to put them in here. And then I'll use some of these and some of these and other beads too for my circus journals, like maybe those. And maybe by the time I'm done with that, I'll have room for the rest of those. Now, I love these. These come in many different sizes and shapes, and I've used a lot of them. I don't think I had any of these. I had stars. Well, maybe I did have these, and they're all gone. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. Oh, these are the stars. They're a little smaller, the ones that I had. I'm not sure if I got these at Joann's. It might have been at Michael's. But these are the Joann's brand, Hildy and Joe. And they happened to be a really good sale price when I was there. They were $2.99. Can't get in there to the string to cut it. There. And lastly, I have this. And this one has little hearts or crosses that are similar and other beads in there. So I'll just put these in there. And that takes care of the beads. Now, what is next? I went through my ephemera pouches, the ones that I made with the placemats, and kind of pulled stuff out that I wanted to include in the Stash Buster journals, the little packets that I sent with them. And I did put together a pretty good sized packet. And then while I was going through all of that stuff, I had all these little bits, little tiny pieces, and I thought they're just getting lost in that, in those ephemera holders. So I got them all out, and I decided to put them in this little tin. It's kind of grungy, but I love this little tin. I got it at the flea market this year, and I don't remember if this, I know I got something similar to this free. A guy just said, I'm just giving that away if you want it. or else I got it really cheap, because I wouldn't have paid a lot of money for it. It's a tobacco tin, and it's pretty grungy. But when he told me it was free or whatever the low price was, I was like, yeah, I could probably enjoy that in my room. So it's been in here empty, and now it has little things in it. I just have to remember that they're in there, right? Another thing I was doing, I organized some little drawers that are in here with tickets and bags, like glassine bags, and just different things. I just have different drawers with different things in them, and so I've condensed some stuff and pulled some stuff out to de-stash. And there was, let me show you the box I have. This little box has labels that are too big for this, and I do put some labels in the front and back pouches, but these are just little sizes for labels, and a lot of them are digital. Some are cut from scrapbook paper, some are genuine, like vintage labels. I ended up putting this larger pocket in here, so those are digital labels. I think all of these are digital labels, and then these are my vintage labels. And then I realized that I had put this 2 pages of this in here, so I decided to thin this out and actually start putting labels in here. So I started that already. And for this kind, I know that it's going to be a stack of labels, so I can put multiples in one pocket and then pull them out and go through them when I'm looking for a label. Most of these are Roxy Creations. Is that what it's called? Rachel. This is one that I stamped, and that came from a Reader's Digest book. That might even be able to go in one of these pockets. I've got more Roxy Creations up here that are smaller. There, that fits in there. That's when I stamped. So, oh, I have another place to put that. And then these are digitals, but they're square and they won't fit in there. Yeah, they're just a little bit too wide. So I will put them in here. And then these are also too wide. I'll put that somewhere else. I think I could put that one in. So I'll just tuck these in here. Oops. Will that fit? Yep, that'll fit. Okay, so the labels are put away in this binder. And I have ephemera pouches that these can go in. This one is stamped ephemera, and I have one pocket that has stamped journaling spots. So I can put this in there. I'm just going to put this in my little drawer up here that I use. I put things in that I use in every journal. And this can go in my die cut ephemera holder. This one doesn't have much in it. I really want to have some fun die cutting some stuff, because this is pretty empty. So I guess I'll put it in here. This is a little hard to see what's in the pouches because they're old. This was the original piece that I bought at an estate sale that gave me the idea to make these things. So those Ziploc bags are not quite as see-through as they used to be. Okay, we're getting a lot accomplished in here. Now this is another thing that I got at Joann's, and it's their brand, Park Lane, and these stamps were 40% off when I was there, and I want to try them out before I put them away. So I do have some things right here ready to be stamped on, and I'll get out a few of my VersaFine colors, black of course, but maybe I'll want to use some colors too. I've got a couple browns. I love navy blue. Let's just go with them. So we'll start with coffee dyed paper and black. No, brown. This is a dark brown. Fallen Leaves. Ooh, how nice. It's nice. Let me see if I have a punch that would fit that. I don't think this is wide enough. Ooh, it is wide enough, but it's not quite long enough. I'm gonna punch it and see. It's not bad. I could do that. I love this little stamp. That's adorable. So it could be long ways or that way. That's really cute. Just do a whole sheet of them. Well, it's not a whole sheet. This whole scrap. How nice. Okay. You might not see me clean my stamps in every video when I'm done stamping, but I set them on a project cart that's next to me, and when I clean up and put things away, I clean all the stamps before I put them away. Okay, let's try this one on a bright yellow with black. It has a little bit of red on it down here. That's a neat stamp. I like that. Let me try cutting that out with a circle punch. Let's see, this is 2 inches. Oh yeah, that's a good size. Let's try it on that one. That's cool. And this tiny little frame is adorable. This page got torn, so I'm just going to use it in pieces rather than try to use the whole page as something. It's a page that I dyed. This is the Twilight color, so it's a dark blue. That's a pretty little frame. I do like that. It would be fun to stamp numbers in that, right? Oops, I shifted that a little bit when I stamped. Love that little frame. So maybe I'll have these things handy when I, sorry, I'm getting a phone call, but I think it's spam. I'm getting so much spam mail lately, or phone calls. I'll keep these things handy when I play with my Kathy Holden and Sam Poole and Tim Holtz stamps, and stamp some numbers and tiny little words and stuff in these. Oops, that goes here. Now we have a round one. I'll try this one in the lighter brown, which is Acorn. Ooh, that's lovely. I'll try a punch with this one too. I gotta give it some space around it. Is this too big? Yeah, it's a little big. And the next size is probably too small. This is 1 1/4. The other one was 2. Yeah, that's too small. And I don't have 1 1/2. I think I wanted to replace my 1 1/2 inch punch because it was not working on one edge, but I can't find 1 1/2 inch. These are really nice. Let's try it in a different color. Let's try that in a red. Oh, I forgot. I think I had black on my ink block, my stamp block, and I got it on my ink pad there. Somebody asked me if I could share my chocolate crinkles recipe, so I was going to bring that recipe book in here, or recipe card, and just show it to you so you could pause the video and copy it down, and I forgot to. So I'll try to remember to do that in my next video. So those are really pretty. In case you're curious, this is, I still have 2 more to do. This is, it doesn't have a name. It's by Park Lane, which is a Joann's brand. Clear stamps. And that's the barcode. And it's 2023, so it's fairly new. This is pretty grungy. Well, let's try this one. I'll try the Midnight on this. Look how pretty that is. I think it's upside down. And I'll stamp some in black. There's the difference between the Twilight and the black. The black is called Nocturne. And one more.